Hello, I'm Mrs. J, and today we're going to cover exponential problems. And the first one, it says finding the time given an exponential function with base e. And they give you the equation on these. So this one, c of t equals 3 plus 21e to the negative 0.045. Carlos places a bottle of water inside a cooler. As the water cools, the temperature in degrees Celsius is given by the following function, where t is the number of minutes since the bottle was placed in the cooler. Carlos wants to drink the water when it reaches a temperature of 20 degrees. How many minutes should he leave it in the cooler? Round to the 10th. Okay, so he wants to know time, how long should he leave it there, and the temperature he wants is 20 degrees. So this is our temperature, Celsius. We want this to be 20. Well, the first thing, we're trying to get e by itself, so we need to get this term by itself by subtracting 3. Still trying to get e by itself, we can divide by the 21. Now we're trying to get rid of e, so we take the natural log. Because these are inverses, you can think of them as canceling. And then divide by the decimal. And it says to round to the nearest tenth. So plugging this into the calculator, natural log 17 divided by 21, close your parenthesis, and then divide by the negative 0.0045. 4.7 minutes. Try one more. Oops, I hit explanation. And the next one gives us the equation v of t equals 85 minus 85e to the negative 0.18 t. And it says this is meters per second, v of t, of a sky diver falling near the Earth's surface. By the following exponential function, where time after diving in seconds. How many seconds after diving will the skydiver's velocity be 62 meters per second? Well, v of t is velocity in meters per second, so we plug in 62. So first thing we need to do is get the term by itself by subtracting this 85. And we get a negative 23 equals a negative 85e to the negative 0.18t. Then we would divide by the negative 85 to get e by itself. And we get a positive 23 over 85. And I want to keep that. I don't want to round till the end. We take the natural log to get rid of E. And then divide by the decimal. So natural log 23 divided by 85 divided by a negative 0.18 gives us 7 point round to the nearest tenth, 7.3. I believe it was seconds. 7.3 seconds. Okay, let's try another set of problems. I think this one gives us formulas too. Okay, so in this one, Rutherfordium 265 is a radioactive substance that decays according to the following function, where y sub 0 is the initial amount present and y is the amount after time t, which is in hours. Find the half-life. Do not round any intermediate computations. So the half-life is how long it takes it to divide in half. So we're looking for years. Now they're not giving us a starting amount, but they don't need to. Negative 0.0528. We can pick an amount. If this is 1, this is half. If this is 10, this is 5. So you can pick what you want. Well, I'm going to pick 1 because then I don't need to divide. 1 doesn't have to be there. So we have 1/2 equals e to the negative 0.0528t. Get rid of the e, we take the natural log. And then divide by the decimal. And not round your answer to the 10th. So the natural log of 1/2 divided by negative 0.0528. 13.1. So the half-life is 13.1 years. Try one more. .081. The number of bacteria in a certain sample increases according to the following function, where y sub 0 is the amount at present time, and then y is the number present at any time after. So this is the initial amount, and this is the amount after t hours, because t is in hours. How many hours does it take the size to double? Okay. So whatever you put here, it has to double. So if I put 1 here, this needs to be 2. If I put 100, it needs to be 200. It needs to double. So then I can take the natural log of both sides. To get rid of the e. So we have the natural log of 2 equals 0.081t and divide. So the natural log of 2 divided by 0.081, 8.6 hours. And there's one more I wanted to do, one more section. This one states, Mr. and Mrs. Hall hope to send their daughter to college in 11 years. How much money should they invest now at an interest rate at 9% per year, compounded continuously? So these are the same, A equals PE to the RT, because compounded continuously. Do not round any intermediate and round to the nearest cent. So it's 11 years. How much money should they invest now? That means we're looking for P. We want 9,500 at the end. The interest rate was 9%, so that's 0.09 because you have to write it as a decimal. And they want it in 11 years. So we want to get P by itself. We can just divide this to the other side. And then plug in your calculator. 9,500 divided by exponential 0.09 times 11. So they need to deposit $3,529.98. Try one more. Mr. and Mrs. Pham hope to send their son to college in 14 years. How much money should be invested now at 9.5% compounded continuously in order to have $8,500? So they want 85 at the end. We want to know how much now. Our interest rate was 9.5, so 0.095, and we need it in 14 years. So you're just plugging into the same formula. And divide that to the other side to get P by itself. And then plug that in your calculator. 8,500 divided by E 0.095 times 14. And rounding to the nearest cent. That's all that's to it.